Castle here.
There we go. Hi, I'm Molly. I'm from West Virginia.
I was going to say West Virginia.
Anyone?
West Virginia?
Yes. Okay, my question. You said that when you perform your songs, it's like you're reading your diary on stage. I'm curious, how do your songs evolve and change in terms of their meaning to you as you sing them over and over again?
Yeah, so, some of them become informed by the stories we get from y'all. You know, when you get far enough away from a memory, we all know they kind of change, and sometimes they get more dull, and sometimes they get like more romantic, and generally they almost always become a little less powerful, which is good, you know, because then you're not just underneath them forever. But I think, you know, hearing that they're important for a certain reason from an outside party, you know, another person, another soul, keeps them vivid, but turns it, like, I'm thinking about like a bad memory for whatever reason, my mind's just going straight to that. But if it's a tough thing that you're remembering or that you wrote a song about, and then someone brings their experience to it, then that memory it becomes vivid and colorful in a way that's less painful. So there's that, and then I'm also thinking about how, like, when we're performing, a lot of the time, I'm sort of spiritually and mentally kind of walking along a line where part of me is in touch with what they're about, but then the other part of me is kind of actively keeping that in a place just so I can be here now, you know, and you know, remember the lyrics and because if you go so far into it, man, you know, you can't play the guitar, you can't be in the moment. Yeah.
Did you say that? Does that ever happen? Is that what somebody said? About forgetting, like getting knocked out of the moment?
Yeah,
absolutely,
for sure. Just about any time y'all seen us, like, you know, forget a lyric or flub a line, or that's I mean, almost always what's happening with me.
Yeah, I think on that, to add to that, is like appropriating wherever you are. Like, speaking from my perspective, I'll appropriate wherever I am emotionally or mentally to whatever lyrics are coming out. It doesn't really matter what. It's really it could even contradict itself. Like, I might be singing with Seth on Kick Drum Heart, and I might be thinking about something completely different. What would apply more is like an actual story song, like The Carpenter or something, and the words are driven by completely different thoughts or completely different feelings where I'm at right now, because I'm not in that same place every night. But I try to infuse those words with whatever color is in my, you know, in my heart and in my mind at the time. Which is why a lot of times, if I'm in a really bad mood when I go on stage, regardless of whether I become joyful or not during the show, I can certainly transform that negativity into energy that sometimes elevates in a surprising way whatever I was trying to do. It's kind of exciting to see or to feel.
Yeah, and it's an interesting thing because if you're too far away from the meaning, then you're kind of taking advantage of the situation in a way, you know. The song "Divorce Separation Blues" is the first line immediately takes part of me back there, which is a horrible place to be, you know. So I always think, well, that's all right, because that's kind of the point for this moment. But it's like, you know, for the sake of performing it, for sharing it, you have to kind of keep it in check. So I think that the concept of sharing your diary is just something like anything else you get better at with practice.
We got a question from a very young fan.